What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing great tonight. Hope everybody's had a great Tuesday and a great start to the week. Hope you guys are ready for another live 2025 fantasy football mock draft with you guys with The Catch fam. We're going to hop into a 12-team full PPR mock draft tonight. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end spot, 2 flex spots per usual, like we always do. You guys know what it is. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some fantasy football tonight. We got Pete in the house. What's going on, man?
Not much. Everybody's in camp officially tomorrow. So I'm just waiting. First injuries. Terry McLaurin officially a holdout. We got football, ladies and gentlemen. We got football.
It's that time of year. Extremely excited. Except we don't want any injuries. Won't be exciting if that happens, but it might happen. It's
probably going to happen, but it'll be interesting at least.
Something. I mean, I feel like, did we have any like huge? I mean, we had JJ McCarthy in the preseason.
Yeah, that's about it. I think we had a lot of defense last year, so that has me a little worried. It goes back and forth, so we might have some offense.
We had the Jahmyr Gibbs thing that turned into nothing, but that's about it that I can remember. We had the Brandon Ayuk holdout. I mean, I feel like, I guess did the CMC thing happen before the season started?
That happened like right as the season started.
Yeah, and I feel like Tyreek Hill popped up at the end of the off season, but it was like nothing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, we are officially filled, so let's get our draft order switched. And we are starting, ladies and gentlemen, at the 110 tonight. Yes, we got Chris drafting at the 111 from Fantasy Endgame with us tonight, right next to me. So we'll see if we end up sniping each other. Could definitely happen. Good to see you, Chase. What's going on, man? Charlie, what's going on? Hello, hello. We got both Chases in the house tonight. Chase Brown and Chase Wilner. What's going on, everybody?
The Chase Brown? Or a Chase Brown?
The Chase Brown.
Chase Brown.
The one.
Our Chase Brown. Our Chase Brown.
Yeah, we especially in the Dynasty communities, we had that long running, only our Chase Brown is the only person allowed to draft Chase Brown, but I don't know if that's going to happen now that he's like a 3rd round player, but
he's too good. Too good.
Yeah, I still reserve if anyone drafts Chase Brown from the Bengals other than our Chase Brown, there's a penalty. And speaking of drafting, our fantasy leagues for the 2025 fantasy football season have officially started to fill. $20 buy-ins, and we've got like 5 spots left, and then I'm going to determine if I'm going to make another league. So if you guys want to get in, make sure you guys DM me on Discord. And if you guys have not done so already and you've already DM'd me, make sure you guys go into League Safe from the link that I've sent you. Make your payment. It's just $20 buy-in for every league this year. And then I will get you guys your sleeper invite. But I'm saving a couple spots in League 2. And League 3, like I said, is quickly filling. And then I'll kind of just see like what the overall interest is after that. And see if you guys want a 4th league or not. And the draft dates, I've already started to set those. So make sure you guys are paying attention and trying to schedule, all of August so that we can draft some fantasy teams as well and do some live streams for those as well. So I'm excited. All right, what's going on, Chris? Good to have you in the building. I'm interested to see if we end up sniping each other throughout this draft. This is a tough pick for me because I really like the range of Nico Collins and Brian Thomas Jr., but I just can't pass on Amon-Ra St. Brown right here. Wide receiver 3, 2 years in a row. Too much value. I understand Puka or Neighbors going in front of him. Genti goes at the 1-9 tonight. Whatever. I can't pass on Amon-Ra right there, so I'll take him. Pete, I like the Neighbors pick up 1-8. Then Chris gets a nice pick with Nico at the 1-11.
Really, I had no Neighbors stock. I figured I've been picking a lot at like this 1-8, 1-9 spot, and it's like, I haven't drafted any Malik Neighbors. Let's draft Malik Neighbors, see how it goes.
Yeah, and that's one thing I talk about all the time too, is like with us like doing so many mock drafts, being in so many leagues, me doing so many underdog drafts, it's like you're going to end up switching up that exposure, getting some shares of different players, and go Neighbors sometimes, go Nico sometimes, go Amon-Ra, Puka, whoever you want. And then it's tough right there for me at the 2-3. Like I like AJ Brown, Lad McConkey, Drake London, that tier. I feel like I've been drafting Derrick Henry the most right there, or excuse me, Devon Achane the most right there. But then it's like, I need to get some shares of Derrick Henry in here as well. I feel like Henry's so overlooked right now in that range, but there's really nothing other than his age that concerns me about next year. And I'm not even that concerned about his age. Chase Brown, I don't have a single share of him in all my Dynasty leagues. Yeah. When we were first starting the Dynasty leagues, that was a running joke for sure. And nobody listened, apparently. What's going on, Vincent? Good to see you. Andrea, hello. Vincent, don't know about the Discord thing. Are you on the Discord? You can join using the link in the description, or I can send one in the chat real quick. Or you can send me an email because it's you, Vincent, and you've been here since the first year of the channel, so I'll accept an email from you. But there's a Discord link in the chat as well. But just for you guys who aren't familiar with League Safe, which if you guys played in any of the leagues last year, I mean, we used League Safe all last year as well, but essentially you'll get a link from League Safe. If you don't have an account, you'll set one up. It's very easy to set up a League Safe account and very easy to make a payment with a credit or a debit card. And essentially you'll just make your payment to the league using that link, and it secures all that money in one place for the entirety of the season, and it makes sure that everybody pays up before the season starts as well. If that money is like moved anyway out of the League Safe, I mean, it's literally a safe for the league, right? Then everybody in the league would be notified, right? Plus, it just ensures no funny business throughout the season, that money is safe, and it also ensures that everybody pays up as well. So if you guys aren't familiar with League Safe, it's just a very easy way for me to make sure that everybody is, making their payments, and that I don't have to cover anybody by the end of the season as well. And, like the past couple years, I'll send the sleeper league and then collect payment whenever, and I'm just not doing it that way anymore. It's you guys have to pay up front first to get the sleeper link, just to ensure that everybody, is paid up and good to go.
We're running a tight ship over here. John's not messing around. Professionals.
I covered a lot of payments last year, and it's not fun. And every year it's been like that. This is not the first year. Mark, I don't recall any of us coughing, but you let us know, Mark. I don't like getting Saquon and Brown, but the value is there. Yeah, that's a tough spot to pass on AJ Brown right there. I wouldn't even think about it, and I bring this up all the time. The best player available is there. The best player available is there. Don't overthink. They're on the Eagles. Who cares? The Eagles offense plenty productive, and even if they regress this year, they'll still be plenty productive. So can't pass up the value when it's there. But yeah, I mean, the second round today, Lundo, C-Mac, Henry, Achane, Irving, Bucky Irving, Lad, Jacobs, AJ Brown, JT, Kyron, Bowers, Garrett Wilson to wrap up the second round. I like that. And Marvin Harrison Jr. to start the third round. Interesting. I do think this is that time of year where we're going to see some shifts in ADP. Players move around a little bit. And like I've always said on the channel, guarding at your guys. Trust your conviction. But I'd say generally right there at the end of the second, going into the third, mean, I guess that's about where Garrett Wilson goes, but I still feel like that's early. Marvin Harrison Jr. definitely has slid back to like an end of the third round, at times even beginning of the fourth round player. But I'm okay with the pick personally. I probably have JSN over MH for sure, and probably Higgins. I still like him. All right, what in the world am I doing? Man, I feel like I'm going to end up going. I'm still drafting Terry here. I'm not worried about this situation. It's a weird tier. Terry McLaurin, Rashee Rice, DJ Moore, Metcalf, Sutton, Devonta. Like, I feel like Terry is still the best available wide receiver by far. So I'm not going to overreact to the contract situation and just go with the best available player. But for a second there, I was thinking about going kind of heavy running back right here. We'll see what happens with these next couple picks.
Yeah, James Cook.
Yeah, that's another player. I mean, contract situation, but I have a tough time passing on Cook in this range. But I've talked a lot about this in the offseason, right?
This feels like a super high, like big upside, low floor tier of running backs like Chase Brown, Breece Hall, Kamara, Cook. Like you could see two of these guys like having just like a terrible season for you, or having a monster year.
Yeah, I actually really like this tier of running backs, even bleeding into. I'm kind of pretty much going all in on the Murray and Hampton hype at this point. I there's like not been a positive word out of Jim Harbaugh's mouth about Najee Harris in the past week or two.
He's not happy. He is not happy.
Yeah. It sounds pretty concerning to say the least. So I still think Najee. I mean, actually, I'm going to be straight up. I don't know what's happening with Najee Harris right now. So if he is to play this year, I think that will hurt Omari and Hampton, but I still think down the stretch, Hampton's the running back to own who has the more upside. But at the same time, yeah, I just don't know what to make of the situation. And it's looking like right now, Hampton's going to be going in the season like full swinging. So I like Hampton that tier. And I like Walker, James Cook, Kamara, Breece Hall, Chase Brown. I think any of those guys, like you said, I actually think they all have better chances to have very solid seasons. But there's risk. Kamara, bad offense. Walker, injury history. I actually
Chase Brown. Do the Bengals run the ball? Like the Bengals might just throw 60 times a game if they're behind.
Yeah, but I think that's fine for Chase Brown. And it's something I talked about in a recent video. I mean, he had 65 targets, 54 receptions last year. I just think he'll be involved in the passing game as well. And you look at Chase Brown's numbers last year. He didn't really act as the RB1 until like a few weeks into the season.
He was great when Zach Moss was out of the lineup. If Zach Moss played, he was pretty mediocre.
Let's see. So Moss played through week 8.
I saw a short on this. It was like 8 games in 8 games.
Yeah, but that's part of the argument too. Is like Chase Brown will be the RB1. I mean, Zach Moss is like on the NFI list right now, still dealing with that neck injury, and that neck injury concerns me. And also Chase Brown had a couple pretty good games with Moss in the lineup, weeks 4 through 6. So I don't know. I'm all in on Chase Brown, even if the Bengals are a pass-heavy offense. It does not concern me.
Yeah.
Which they will be, right?
They score. Yeah, it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't matter. They score. And Joe's not a guy that's going to like poach from you. If they got to run it in, they'll run it in.
Ray Gamer will get you next time. Love AJ Brown, except when he plays Washington. Yeah, right. Same here. Tommy, good to see you, bro.
Did you hear this Jaden Blue story in Dallas? That's interesting. Like Javonte season, baby.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it, because then I read like I don't know, but it was Jadon Blue saying that it wasn't a true story or whatever. So I have no idea what to make of it. Because it sounds like one of those off-season stories that's just like smoke. You know what I mean?
Or they're just a dumpster fire. It's the Cowboys right
Yeah.
now.
And then also, they did bring him in also as like a kick returner, supposedly as well, which may or may not matter, but then some people are growing on Miles Sanders. I mean, I think in mini camp, he was getting the majority of the snaps with the starters. And it's like, is Miles Sanders, is Javonte Williams that much more talented than Miles Sanders? It's like, I don't know, honestly.
At this point, who knows? Yeah.
But yeah, I've been taking some shots on Javonte in like best ball drafts, for example, because I think whoever theoretically gets the bulk of the carries is always, regardless of the situation, going to have value. But yeah, I don't know what to make of that story. It's a tough one. But it's definitely that time of year where like those type of stories feel more valuable because we have nothing else going on. Tommy, good to see you, bro. Hello. Vincent, join the Discord. Let's go. Dude, I swear you joined it before, though. I swear we had this conversation before. But I might be wrong. Could have been anyone else. But yeah, I'll send you a DM on there with the League Safe link. And once you get paid up, I will send you the sleeper invite as well. But I'll probably do it after the stream because I suck at multitasking. But let's go, Vincent. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like we're seeing a lot of shifted ADP tonight, which I'm okay with. Tough picks right here. I kind of feel weird passing on RJ Harvey, but I just don't draft a lot of him in this range. But he's a little bit against ADP. I'm getting my guy Addison.
Yeah, and who knows? I got a weird feeling about Denver. Everyone's too high on Denver for me. They're too high on them.
I'd just rather wait and draft Dobbins late. Has been my theory for like the past few weeks, But yeah, I'm a little bit higher on the passing attack for Denver for sure. I don't know quite what to make of that backfield, but Dobbins is my target. Charlie, I think Chase Brown will have a huge year, even though it feels like Bengals are always behind and throwing the ball. He still gets a lot of touches. Agree. Dynasty is my life. What's going on? In the middle of a 12-team Superflex startup, no quarterbacks left. Got Purdy and Mayfield. Was offered Tua a 2026 first and a 2027 first for Purdy and Luther Burden. That's interesting. Let me make this draft pick very quickly.
Yeah, I'm very happy with Baker Mayfield as my quarterback.
Yeah, and I'm happy with Purdy at the same time. I don't know. Chat, let us know what you guys think. This is the two separate firsts. I mean, it's basically Tua and a first for Purdy and then a first for Burden, which Luther Burden was like a early second round pick in rookie drafts this year.
He's going to play the Jameson Williams spot in the offense.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people starting to grow on Burden. It's close here. It kind of depends, I think, on your overall feel on Tua, I suppose. I feel like Purdy's a lot more stable. And like I know it feels like it was a bad year, but I mean, the Niners were fourth in passing yards amongst all teams last year. Like, it wasn't a great fantasy season for Purdy, but like the volume is there. And you guys know I'm a long-time Purdy believer, but it's a good system. Like he's locked in. He's got the contract.
Like Tua could be done like after this year. Like he may not be seeing in the Marcus Mariota role real soon here.
And that's the thing. Like stability is always so like Purdy and Mayfield. Like you're never going to worry. And like what? Here's the thing, right? Like this doesn't even if you do this trade because there's no quarterbacks left in the startup. It doesn't change your team this year. You're getting a 2026 and a 2027 first. So if you're going to draft a quarterback with one of those, like, you're still not doing that until next year. And most people, the consensus right now is that 2027 picks are more valuable, better draft class in a lot of people's eyes.
It depends what the quarterbacks do coming out, because
Fair.
If Arch comes out, then next year's the quarterback draft, and so
fair.
Everyone gets excited.
I'm not completely out on Tua. I still think Purdy's more valuable than Tua.
Yeah, he's more reliable too. He's just more reliable.
I think personally, I keep Purdy and Mayfield. It's a good core. But yeah, you know, and now here's the real question. Are there no quarterbacks left, or is like Daniel Jones and Aaron Rodgers and players of that caliber, Russell Wilson, are they there? Because in this type of situation, like you still draft those players. And also, what's the makeup of your team? Like, is it you think you're going to contend this year? Are you like a young team? Did you trade around, acquire picks, whatever? Some of that stuff matters. Roster is just always so important in dynasty trades. But yeah, I think for me, I'm keeping Purdy and Mayfield. The two first make it interesting, though. Chase Brown says he'll be the RB1 this season. Let's go. Vince, you got to pay on league safe. Got to have all the money in the same place. Got to hold everybody to the same standard. Bad trade, keep Purdy and Burden. Yeah, I think I agree. QB replacements too difficult. Be selling himself short. And Andrea also says she would keep Purdy. We're all in agreement. Purdy and Baker. Can't go wrong. All right, into the 7th round we go. I don't know how I feel about this team. I kind of reached on Walker there. Walker Cook I probably still have Cook, but I'm very high on Walker right now. Keep editing videos for Fantasy Endgame, and Chris talks about Walker, and then all that's on my mind, I feel like lately, is Kenneth Walker. And he keeps ending up in my videos too. But I do kind of like the idea of targeting Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. That way, those injury concerns for Walker maybe dissolve a little bit.
They're on the hype train up in Seattle. They're glazing Sam Darnold. He looks good in t-shirt and shorts. They're excited about the offense.
That's your guy. Don't forget. That's your QB1, bro.
Not my guy.
Hey, I read something really interesting about late round quarterbacks in fantasy, and how like the two best bets over the past couple of years essentially have been late round rushing quarterbacks. Think about like Jaden Daniels last year, Anthony Richardson his rookie season, although limited.
Justin Fields. Justin Fields is the guy that everyone loves right now.
Right. If you don't hit on a rushing quarterback late round, then the next best caliber quarterback is somebody tied to the Shanahan system coaching tree, which would be like also players, Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell, right? Whoever their quarterback is. And like the stats are there and proven amongst those there's like a whole list of quarterbacks, right? And so that has me kind of in on if I'm going late round quarterback, especially if I'm drafting 2. I think I'm going to start taking more shots on JJ McCarthy, because I always talk about the Kevin O'Connell system too, and like how much I like it,
And he's a super athlete on top of it. Like he's legit they're gonna legit have quarterback runs for him. And I heard they got him at receiver. They got him catching passes out there.
Really?
He's just he's a super athlete.
That's the other thing is like, his collegiate profile, he's like similar to Bo Nix, where Bo Nix is not just a thrower of the football; he can run the football too. And yeah, I think that helps that argument as well, is that he has that athleticism to him. I mean, that's kind of why he got hurt last year too. You know what I mean? So, and once again, it's like if Sam Darnold could run that system, coming off of I mean, and that's another thing. Darnold came from a literal Shanahan team to Kevin O'Connell, so maybe that's baked in. But I mean, Darnold was the QB9 in fantasy last year, so
if Josh Dobbs could run the offense for 2 games, pretty much anybody you plug in there is going to be probably productive.
Yeah, I've heard that as part of the argument as well. I mean, yeah, if Josh Dobbs, I mean, where is Josh Dobbs right now?
San Francisco. I think he was back in Frisco last year. Was he bracking up Purdy?
He's on the Patriots. I just looked at 2-year contract. He's literally the backup to Drake May. I guess he was on their team as well. Maybe
No,
he didn't.
No, because they had Milton last year.
Yeah, I was just misreading.
He was on San Francisco last year.
It's saying that he should take over the Jacoby Brissett role from last year. So kind of weird, but all right. I guess I'm drafting Tyrone Tracy. What do you guys think of Caleb Johnson? Right. I really like Caleb Johnson. Actually, I'm working on a video. I don't know if it's gonna be the next video I put out or it's gonna be out this week, one way or another, right? And it's 5 breakout players, and I have Caleb Johnson on there. I've been really trying to dive into that stretch of rookie running backs. Basically after like RJ Harvey is drafted, I would say. So like Travion Henderson, who I do like, but he's starting to be drafted more aggressively. Then Harvey's kind of all over the place. So basically, I guess everyone after those 2 guys. And Quentin Junkins is kind of like not in the conversation anymore. So I feel like Caleb Johnson is kind of left over, but it depends on the draft, right? And I think the main argument for me is that this is such a run-heavy offense at the end of the day. The Steelers had the 4th most rushing attempts last year of any team. And with Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator, I just don't really see that changing. And in terms of rushing yards, they had the 11th most of any team. And I know Aaron Rodgers is there, but it's not like...
Yeah, what did the Jets do with Rodgers last year? Maybe like split the difference. I think we're going to see more passing from Pittsburgh than we saw last year with Rodgers, for sure.
Yeah, and I think I agree. Like, even if they regress a bit here or split the difference, like, I mean, the Jets were 14th in passing yards last year, so I don't think it's going to be anything
crazy.
I think at the end of the day, right, like in this system, they still want like a bell cow style running back. And even if Jaylen Warren gets, whatever involvement he gets, those numbers we just went over, like 533 rushing attempts, like those are baked into Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris both being on the offense last year. So
Jaylen Warren's you're going to be like your boomer bust, like pass catcher back out of that offense too.
Yeah. And Caleb Johnson is like an athletic running back. He profiles very well overall.
What's their schedule? Their schedule is pretty beneficial too down the stretch against weak run defenses. Pittsburgh, like he might struggle a little bit early. Like Jets is tough, Seahawks are tough, Patriots probably not going to be any cup of tea. Same with the Vikings.
Yeah, then the Vikings. That's tough to start. They got an early bye week too.
The Browns, Bengals, Packers, Colts. Bengals twice.
Yeah.
So I like that. Maybe a little slow start for Caleb Johnson, but
yeah, and that's a big
long-term investment.
Everybody
wants the instant gratification in fantasy, especially with rookies.
Yeah, and I feel like especially with running backs, you got to be able to give it a little bit of time. But yeah, I like Caleb Johnson. I've kind of been just looking for those later tier rookie running backs because there's always, 1 or 2 every year that break out, quote unquote. So,
Yeah. Bucky didn't hit till like week 6. I mean, he had a couple of decent ones, like an 11 and a 12 and a half, 3 and 4. Then 6 through 10, he was just pretty unstoppable. And then obviously
Christian Jenkins, it's just tough. Like, I feel like he's in a good situation too, but I would still be willing to bet on the Steelers offense over the Browns. Yeah. Plus the Steelers, like, that's kind of their identity, right? Run and play defense, I think. So yeah, I like Caleb Johnson a lot. League 2 is filled. Not everyone's joined. Correct. That is correct. Vincent, thank you for the super chat. Excited to finally play with you guys. Chase Brown to the moon. Let's go. Appreciate it, Vincent. Excited to get everybody back together. Going to be a good year for sure. I think he is capable of being the RB1 in Pitt. Heard a lot of good things from the coaches there. And just looking at his stats from Iowa. Yeah, very, very productive. And yeah, like I said, I'll talk more about this in a video later this week. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, he's not just like a running back who purely runs the football, which is, I think, also beneficial. And I think he has more upside than Jalen. I mean, Jalen Ward's never really been this type of player that's like lights out or anything.
He had like one little stretch. He was supposed to break out last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like,
I kept hearing about it. And then it was like Najee just kept taking touches. Like, Najee was the better fantasy back last year to own. Last year there, he exploded. Also caught way more passes than he did in his previous years. 100%.
They actually threw the ball the last year at Iowa.
Yeah. I think we talked about that as well at a certain point on stream. Man, I need to draft some more wide receivers. Chris over there.
He's on the Tootin'
train. We were running back tonight.
Is he on the Tootin' train over there?
Yeah.
Rooting for Tootin'.
I feel like running backs really do dry up quickly. I think the running back hype from last year is really impacting drafters going into this season.
I think it's maybe the right strategy is if you don't go running backs early, like just heavily invest on like rookie running backs on the back end and hope one of them pops.
Yeah, rookie handcuffs.
Yeah, something like
whoever's
that.
Going to get the volume.
Just hope you luck into one if you go hero running back and like you're in a bad spot. Because I agree, this is an ugly, really ugly looking board for running backs.
It's a weird move, but I'm going to go back-to-back tight ends.
Yeah, 2 good ones too.
I didn't realize Ingram was available when I took Andrews, but I have Ingram slightly over Andrews, but I like Andrews a lot right there. He was in yesterday's video. So, but I'm a little worried about my wide receiver room right now. Chris Godwin's not participating right now. And Addison, it might be suspended. So
I'm hearing some decent things. It's not going to be as bad as we think, hopefully.
They could both, we'll see. In my home league, QB tight ends are pushed up higher because of the guys I draft with. Was wondering if snagging Bo Nix in like the 6th or 7th is dumb. Should I fade skill positions? I think Bo Nix can have a great season. I think like Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield right there in that range. Either player, if you got to reach a little bit, then so be it. I got no problem with it. Generally, I still think, like always, you can go late round quarterback and be completely fine. And I think there's a pretty good stretch of late round core. Like, I feel pretty good about Caleb Williams. I'm surprised his ADP is not moving up with kind of this hype around that Ben Johnson offense, but I think he can take a step forward. He was the QB 16 last year. I just won't be surprised if he can finish closer to the top 12. I think Stroud could take a step forward next year as well, which sounds kind of weird to say, but get back to kind of the top 12-ish area. I think the offensive line will be better than it was last year. Prescott goes late, Justin Fields, and then like I feel like Drake May, JJ McCarthy, Cam Ward, one of those three guys is going to have a very solid year. Michael Penix as well. Like those kind of question mark young guys, rookie, halfway rookies, whatever you want to look at them as. And then like you still got guys like T-Law, Stafford, Tua, Bryce Young, who will probably be on waivers. Even like Sam Darnold and Geno Smith, who could have enough value, right? But yeah, in terms of later round, beginning late round players, Knicks, Mayfield, you got to reach for him, so be it. But even guys like Kyler, Jared Goff, like I'm good with them. So yeah, I wouldn't panic too much. I'm going to make us smaller here. All right, 10th round wrapping up into the 11th. So yeah, it is the end of July. And by the way things are looking, we are going to have, I just want to make sure I have my dates right. We're going to have our first real draft on the 17th of August. So that is 3 weeks away. So that'll be here before we know it. And depending on how many leagues fill, I may have to add more to the calendar. So we'll see. But yeah, just 3 weeks away from our first draft, which, like I said, I'll live stream all the drafts as well. It's always weird when we live stream drafts, though, because I feel like I don't comment on anything till the end of the draft, just so I don't sway the draft, but it's still fun. Who's your top 5 for redraft overall? All positions? Whew. Definitely Chase, Bijan. Probably Chase, Bijan, JJ, Gibbs, Barkley. I think you could put Lamb over one of the running backs. I'd probably, if I were going to slide a running back out, it would be Gibbs. I don't think I'm taking Barkley out of the top 5. But I think I'd Chase, Bijan, JJ, Gibbs, Barkley. Lamb on the outside looking in. The neighbors, Puka, Amon-Ra. Then it starts to get a little murky after that. Probably Nico, B-Tom, Henry, C-Mac, A-Chain, something like that. It's tougher to rank running backs, wide receivers together than you think. But yeah, it's really close on that outside looking in. I have neighbors a little bit higher than other people. I think it's okay to have Puka ahead of neighbors or Amon-Ra ahead of neighbors. I feel like Amon-Ra is due for some regression.
Yeah, probably. Offense is a little
wide receiver 3 2 years in a row. And like regression could be literally like wide receiver 5 or 6.
Yeah, not even. Yeah.
I think he still goes exactly where he should be drafted. I think it's just, I feel like if he's not the wide receiver 3 or better this year, I won't be surprised, you know?
Could it be? Yeah, could it be a little bit of like Lions fatigue? Like,
yeah,
new offensive coordinator, everything just kind of went to hell last year. At the end, who knows what the team's gonna look like? One of those.
Oh man, wide receivers are gross right here.
Everything's pretty gross right now.
Yeah, drafts are getting much more. You gotta be a lot sharper. There are no secrets in drafts anymore. Why am I looking at tight ends? Like I just didn't draft 2 tight ends.
Didn't draft 2 of them.
Like, is there anything here I like? All right, well, I guess I'm getting the Goff, Amon-Ra stack. Speaking of Lions players,
Great best ball team. Just
Yep. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Tom, I see your message on Discord. I will answer it after the stream for you. I'm in a 1-10 team league this year. Just landed the 1-2. Looks like I'm going Bijan or Gibbs. I'd like Lamb and target a second running back since it's only 10 team. Hold on. Let me make this pick. Tommy. I might regret doing this, but I'm also going to go back-to-back quarterback. I'm like flexing a tight end or running back on this team. I'm a little out of sorts over here. All right, so I'd probably go Bijan at the 1-2. Bijan or Barkley. I still think I have Barkley confidently ahead of Gibbs. If you want to go Bijan over Barkley, I'm good at that. That's my shake-up in rankings. I have Bijan ahead of Barkley. I'd like Lamb and target a second RB, but you're not going to get Lamb in one of the running backs. Are you saying you want Lamb over Bijan or Gibbs at the 1-2? But still, like, if JJ's there, I'm going JJ over Lamb. Clarify for me, Tommy. Unless you're like trying to trade the 1-2. That would be interesting. I wouldn't do it. I just draft Bijan with this pick. I wouldn't try to overthink it or anything. You know, you look at a draft board from the 110. I mean, you get Bijan at the 1-2. I mean, you can land a really solid running back in the second round. I think they're still pretty. You're gonna have a pretty good wide receiver 1. Probably land a Garrett Wilson or JSN confidently. Or if you wanted to go Bijan, then maybe in a 10-teamer you see AJ Brown or Ladd McConkey fall. I wouldn't be 100% confident in it, but it's possible. I think you can still get a Garrett Wilson, MH, JSN, Higgins as your next receiver potentially. So, but yeah, for me, I'm going Bijan if I have the 1-2. Bijan or Chase if Chase is not selected for some reason at the 1-1. I wouldn't overthink it. Man, these wide receivers. What did I drafted a weird team tonight. I just keep not drafting. I'm about to draft Quentin Johnston with this last pick. He's about to lose his spot to Trey Harris. All right, guys, as we finish up the last round here, let us know if you guys want a team review. See how we did tonight. I started drinking this 0-calorie soda like an hour ago. I don't know why. I thought it wouldn't have caffeine when it's a vanilla cola.
Nope.
So it's only like 40 milligrams, but I'm drinking caffeine late tonight, apparently.
Any caffeine after like 3, and I'm wrecked.
Yeah, it's not good for me, but I guess I'll get some work done tonight after the stream or something. All right, a lot banking on my final receiver selection here. I think I'm going to go like Pat Bryant or Romeo Dobbs.
Let's go Rico Dowdle. Sure.
I like Rico in the 13th. Call me crazy. Gosh, it's gross. D-Hop, I'm just going to go Pat Bryant. Pretend it's a keeper league. Chris gets Justin Fields to wrap up. I like that. Makes me wish I didn't go See, I feel like I always wait till the very end to draft a quarterback, and you guys start eating up the good late round quarterbacks. And so tonight I was like, I'm going to go a little earlier, and then now I regret it.
I kind of would have liked a Goff Fields stack a little bit better than a Goff Murray stack, but I also hate Kyler Murray.
Dak Prescott and JJ McCarthy, Caleb Williams, like all those guys I was talking about earlier are still there. It's like, but they're never there. You guys always draft those players. So, oh well. I was trying to be proactive. It did not pay off. All right, let's do it, boys and girls. Chase at the 1-3. Burrow and Kincaid. Very nice. I'll take a shot on Kincaid late. Play the waivers if it doesn't work out. Burrow, don't need to say anything. Kyron, Connor, Charbs, Garando, and Jarquez Hunter. It'll work. I mean, I like that you're kind of handcuffing Kyron to a degree. JJ Higgins, J-Mo, Judy, Mooney, Kirk, really good wide receiver value throughout the draft. I like this wide receiver room. So you're starting Burrow and Kincaid, Kyron and Connor, JJ Higgins, J-Mo, Judy or Mooney in the flex. Some good handcuff running backs on the bench. Kirk, good player to have on the bench as well. This is a good team. I mean, the running backs, like I believe in Kyron. Some people don't. If Connor, something happens there, then you're definitely in need of an RB2. So those handcuffs have to come in handy right away. But other than that, I don't really have any issue. So I'd say good team. All right, Bryce at the 1-1 tonight. We got Hurts in the 6th round, Kittle and Tyler Warren. So you're good there. Mixon, Dobbins, Rashad White, Nick Chubb, Jadon Blue. I mean, this is one where you're going to need immediate production out of Dobbins and or Rashad White, which I think it'll be there, but the ceiling will be limited on a weekly basis. And once again, it's like, you got a veteran here who's fine to draft, similar to Connor, who we just went over. But you got to keep in mind if something happens, then like, what are you left with after, Chase Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr. I think it's fine. I still prefer JSN or Higgins over MH, but if that's your guy, go get him. Olave, Coleman, not my favorite in this range, but I mean, they're fine, whatever. I maybe go like, I don't know. Olave and Judy are my fades in this range, and Jennings is in a weird situation. But I like Pearsall over Coleman, and even Trey Harris or Jaden Higgins over Coleman, and even Michael Pittman for that matter. But I think it kills your team. The bigger issue is running backs. But, Hurts, Kittle, Mixon, Dobbins, Chase, Wilson, Harrison, Olave could be fine. Biggest issue is what happens in terms of if you don't get immediate production out of those RB2s. Chase saying he wish he landed a better RB3. Yeah, you didn't really, got all handcuffs there. So ideally, not what you want. Andrea, what's going on? Mahomes and Kelsey, the OG stack over here. Let's go. Hey, I'll say one thing. Safe floor is right here. And I think Mahomes will have a better fantasy season than he had last year. Kelsey, the regression's there. He was still top 5 last year.
893 yards to break the tight end receiving record. That's the number I think we should look at. I think that he's going to get to like 850 to 900 yards.
What's the over-under on Vegas and Vegas on that one? Yeah.
I don't know, but I like it. If anybody's going to get a record, it's going to be Kelsey. He's got to be the all-time tight end receiver when he's done.
Yeah. I like that. That might force him to play one more year after this year. But yeah, once again, I mean, he's probably locked in as a top 10 tight end, unless he gets hurt. Mahomes, I think, will be top 10 fantasy quarterback this year. 11 last year, 8 the year before. It's not like, we just went from him having like this historic 3-year stretch. I mean, really 5-year stretch. And then everyone is like, the expectations are just so high, you know? But he hasn't been that bad, realistically. All right, Puka, Ladd, DJ Moore, Diggs, Bateman, Tillman, Johnston. I'm good with it. Kamara, Monty, Harvey. Someone had to take Najee. You got like the whole Chargers offense over here too. Let's see here. So you're starting Mahomes and Kelsey, Kamara and Monty, Puka, Ladd, DJ Moore, Diggs. I mean, that's a solid starting lineup. RJ Harvey, good on the bench. I mean, Najee's still worth a bench spot. Bateman, Tillman, good dart throws. And listen, like, say whatever we want about Quinn Johnston, but somebody between Quinn Johnston and Trey Harris is going to get opportunity. And it was not all doom and gloom last year for Quinn Johnston. I mean, he still had over 700 receiving yards, 8 receiving touchdowns in this offense. Off of just 55 catches. And then, I mean, 91 targets, 55 catches. Not the best ratio, but, you know, 13th rounder, it's not going to kill you. So, yeah, pretty solid team, Andrew. All right, Charlie at the 1-5. JD5. You know, you got to go get your boy there. I like it. And Stroud. Fair enough. Colston Loveland. I don't know if I'm still confident in just drafting just Colston Loveland. You know, I'd probably try to pair him with, I mean, Johnny Smith fell to the end of this draft. Brenton Strange, just somebody else. I'd probably take them, one of those two tight ends, over JD5 here. I mean, I'm sorry, over Stroud. Since you have JD5, I don't think you need Stroud on this team. I think the tight end position a little bit more valuable to you. Saquon, Chase Brown, Caleb Johnson. Yeah, I would still draft one more running back as well here over one of these late round receivers. I would get a little queasy with just 3 running backs, but we did talk a lot tonight about why we like Chase Brown and Caleb Johnson. So AJ Brown, Rashee Rice, Debo, Jaden Reed, Higgins, Jaden Higgins, I guess I should specify, Ayuk, and Xavier Leggett. I mean, I like all the value at wide receiver here. I am pretty queasy about Brandon Ayuk. I mean, the timeline here is not looking very promising. So I think he could be one of these players that it's going to depend on, you know, what type of tag or whatever he gets, but he might be a player who you end up drafting just to throw on your IR. We don't have a lot of candidates like that right now. I mean, like TJ Hawkinson was one last year. It's like, draft him, throw him on your IR, then pick up a player, you know? That might be Ayuk this year. So maybe the additional wide receiver works out for that reason. But yeah, you're starting Jaden Daniels, Loveland, Barkley, Chase Brown, AJ Brown, Rashee Rice, Debo, and Jaden Reed. But Caleb Johnson could be a flex. I think Higgins could be a flex. I'm starting to grow on Jaden Higgins as well, in case anyone is wondering. And Xavier Leggett's interesting, I guess. So, yeah, not bad. All right, Tom says, I don't know about this team. Let's see, at the 1-9. Lamar, good. He's good at football. Jake Ferguson, Brenton Strange, good value at tight end there. Ashton Genty, A-Chain, Brian Robinson, Scattaboo, Bigsby. Not bad running back room. Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Khalil Shakir, Igbukba, and Kyle Williams. So let's see here. Starting Lamar and one of the 2 tight ends. Starting Genty and A-Chain. Adams and Myers. You're flexing Shakir. And flexing Brian Robinson would be my call here. So yeah, I think the bench is a little, you just can't roll any of these guys out in week 1, you know, but they could all have value. Starting lineup, like your upside comes from Genty and A-Chain and Lamar at quarterback. But it could work, but you're going to get floors out of most of the other players. But yeah, the bench might take some time to get going, but other than that, the starting lineup's not bad. All right, let me see here. Almost went running back over Burrow, but I just can't let someone have the stack with Jamar. Yeah. I mean, that is, stacks not as valuable, of course, in redraft, but if you're going to block a stack, that might be the one to do. For sure. All right. Let's roast Pete's team. Baker in the 8th. Doesn't get much better than that. Baker's that player that I want to target, but I feel like so much more difficult to target now. But still, I mean, he's being drafted in the 8th round, and it's QB4 last year. And I just don't really see this offense being that different this year, and they have more weapons and more healthy weapons. Laporta in the 7th is fine. Bucky, Cook, Pacheco, Eckler, Dowdle. I like all these running backs at their given ADP for sure. Neighbors, Evans, Flowers, Pittman, Mims, Hollywood. I don't hate it. I feel like you have a lot of floors with the first 3-4 guys, and then 2 nice upside swings of Mims and Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't love my bench. I kind of I like the Bucky Cook start, and then Neighbors, Evans. That's a solid core 4 right there, and then quarterback tight end's fine. And I don't love the bench.
Got a lot of bucks over here.
Yeah, Ryan, I think Tampa might be the team this year. They might be the offense this year.
Yeah. So starting Baker and Laporta, Bucky and Cook. Cook was would you have taken Walker if he was there and Cook wasn't?
Yeah, I would have thought about it. I definitely would have thought about that because I kind of wanted to take Brees instead of Mike, and then I was going to look on the back end for those receivers. But Brees was gone, and I was like, I didn't want to take Cook there. Hey, I thought about Hampton as well.
Yeah. So I lost my. Let's see, Baker, Laporta, Bucky, Cook, Neighbors, Mike Evans, flexing Flowers. They're probably flexing Pittman or Pacheco. Could go either way there. See, I think the bench is not that bad. I mean, Mims, Hollywood going to be like those kind of dart throw upside guys, but they could definitely pay off. Then Eckler and Dowdle are 2 solid bench running backs. Both they have a lot of value if the RB1 goes down, but they could have standalone value as well. So I kind of like this team. Let's look at Chris's team. Don't know if he's still in here, but gets Justin. I'm telling you guys, these quarterbacks are never here whenever we do these drafts with you guys. And the one night I planned for it. Anyways, Fields, perfectly fine, in my opinion. Goes early tight end with McBride. It's basically a hero RB build. So he's got C-Mac and then a ton of rookie / handcuff type players. Jordan Mason, Bashaw Tutin, Trey Benson, Dylan Sampson, Ray Davis. This is like a team Cameron would draft. Cameron didn't draft with us tonight, but he likes these type of builds. Then receivers are Nico, Worthy, Ridley, Hunter, Golden. So just taking a lot of upside swings, maybe outside of Nico, who you know what you're going to get. There is upside, but you know what you're going to get. And then Ridley, I think, is, the floors are there. But yeah, this reminds me a lot of how Cameron usually drafts. So he really believes in this type of strategy, except he also will go quarterback early. But yeah, Fields, McBride, C-Mac, and what to expect out of the RB2 spot here. I think you're probably rolling out Jordan Mason to start. But you're playing the long game and playing waivers outside of that at running back. It's going to take some time and or injuries for any of these other guys. I mean, maybe Dylan Sampson, maybe Bashaw Tutin. But yeah, you get to start Nico and Xavier Worthy, flex Ridley, then flex Hunter or Matthew Golden. So, I mean, if Justin Fields hits like a lot of people think he will, then you're fine at QB and tight end. You have the upside of C-Mac as your RB1. Nico, Worthy, Ridley. Between these 2 wide receivers and Hunter and Golden, I think you're fine. So, yeah, it's just about figuring out the RB2 spot. But I've also seen a lot of draft strategies where people go hero running back and then they just figure it out, whether it's through one of those late round dart throws or throughout the course of the season. They end up with a player from waivers, and the like abundance of wide receivers they draft earlier / upside from an elite tight end and or quarterback, it all pays off in the end. So you never know. All right, let's roast my. This is a weird team for me, very unusual in terms of how I usually draft. And Chris is listening still. Got the Browns RB1. There you go. Yeah, like I said, Dylan Sampson might be that guy right there. All right, so Goff and Kyler Murray, which is early at quarterback for me, but I guess late round quarterback. Andrews and Ingram, and I'm fine at quarterback and tight end. I never draft 2 tight ends and 2 quarterbacks, but I did tonight. Henry, Walker, Pollard, Tracy. I think that's fine at running back. Amon-Ra, Terry, Addison, Godwin, Pat Bryan. This is the weirdest wide receiver room I've ever drafted. This is not how I draft whatsoever, but I'm fine. I'm starting either quarterback or tight end. I'm starting Henry and Walker, Amon-Ra and Terry, and then I do have an issue at flex because Addison is facing suspension. Godwin may not be ready week 1, but down the stretch, I think those guys pay off. And until then, I'd be flexing Pollard, which I think is definitely viable, and or Tracy, and or one of the 2 tight ends. So this could definitely work and pay off, but I still am kind of weak at wide receiver. But I have quarterback and tight end depth, I guess. So kind of a strange team, but it's okay, I guess. I don't know what happened with this team tonight. Chase, what's the schedule for going live now that we're leading up to the season? So we're going to keep the Tuesday night mocks until further notice, Saturday night Underdog streams, and then I think I'm just going to hop on Monday and do another Underdog stream, and then Sundays we'll kind of be playing by ear. It might just be me. It might be me and Pete. Might do an Underdog draft and answer fantasy questions. Might do a subscriber mock. But for now, we'll be going live on those days. And honestly, I don't see that changing. I think, we might be changing some of the streams to actual drafts once they start happening. But until the actual season is here, and once the season is here, we'll actually be streaming less. Be streaming Tuesday nights and Saturday nights, and that'll probably be it. So that's what we did last year, and it seemed to work well. Kind of get like that very beginning of the week, a lot of like waiver questions, all that good stuff. There's a possibility we do a short Sunday night stream this week or this year, but I don't know for sure yet. But yeah, then we get Saturday night, end of the week, like a lot of more injury reports are in, like final lineups, and that worked really well last year, and it allowed us to get out all the content that we wanted to get out as well. So yeah, for now, Saturday nights, Sunday evening sometime, Monday evening sometime, Tuesday. It's usually been like 10 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays, so probably be sticking with that. So yeah, there is another mock draft in the books. We are 1 week closer to the NFL season. Going to be an exciting week or two coming up here. Training camp beginning. Going to get a lot of coach talk, a lot of reports that probably won't matter, some that will matter. Hopefully no injuries, but we will start to have more and more NFL news piling in. We already have had more news coming in, so to speak, but a lot of it has been speculation. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be an exciting couple of weeks. And yeah, the season is right around the corner, guys. So it's time to get ready. And I'm excited. Yeah, Tommy, I think we're going to end up doing mocks on Sundays as well, because I know some of you guys, I think it'll be easier for some of you guys to get in on Sundays. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think we're going to do underdog mock. That way we get a little bit best of both worlds. So, and yeah, fantasy leagues for the community are open. I'll get back to you guys. You message me on Discord, and we'll keep filling those up as well. So that'll do it. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Thanks for talking fantasy. Pete, I'll let you say bye, and we'll get on out of here.
Yep. All right. Good draft. Now I'm starting to get the real feel of things. Things are coming fast and furious, guys. So be on the lookout. All the videos we just went down the live stream videos, shorts Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Still ranking blind. John's doing a great job blind ranking everybody for us going into the year. But yeah, should be a lot of fun. Excited to get back into it.
It'll be here before you know it. All right, guys, everyone have a great rest of your week. Keep your eyes peeled. There's going to be shorts coming out, going to be content coming out. And I'll be back on Saturday night to check in with everybody and draft some underdog teams. So make sure you guys are checking out the content. We appreciate you guys, and we're getting really excited. Almost that time of year, boys and girls. So with that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on The Catch, and peace.